Right, we'd like to welcome everybody to our 6:30 session. This is for Monday, the 30th of September. This is our last performance seminar for September. We have three pianists here with us. Welcome, everybody. I would like to welcome Miss Meghna. So, Meghna, go ahead and introduce yourself and what you'll be performing today.
Hi, my name is Meghna and I'm gonna play Classical Sonatina.
Wow, Megna, you performed the whole thing. How'd it feel?
Good.
Yeah? What were some of your highlights in
Well,
getting
I
to play
like
the whole
how I
concert?
did Presto.
You like
Like
hated Presto? Yeah. I think by the time you got to the Presto, you were quite warmed up, right? Yeah, nice. What are some other things about your playing that you enjoyed? That you
well, I like the part where the page that you're on the
these parts, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I thought you did these rather well too. If anything, you can now start bringing out more of the accents, right? To give it a little bit more punch. Okay, really cool. Let's quickly go around the room. Mason, what are some of your thoughts on Megna's performance of the piece?
So I thought her the piece is really accurate, and yeah, I like her rhythm too.
Yeah, she did have good rhythm. I agree. What about you, Emma? Some ideas?
The audio was cutting out.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You didn't say you didn't get to hear most of that? Or
Nope.
some? Okay, I'm sorry about that. A little bit that you did hear, do you have any thoughts on the little bit that you did hear, or you really didn't hear anything?
Because I played this piece before, I actually know what it sounds like, and it was pretty good. So
Yeah. What are some tips that you'd have for Megna if she wants to continue improving? What would you tell her?
just get it smoother.
Get it smoother. I like that. Yeah, so smoother comes from really listening as well, right? So the more that you listen, Megna, to how you're playing, the more that you'll find the spots that, as Emily says, if they need to be smooth, then you'll be able to find them, right?
Wait, also I have to say something.
Yeah, go for it, Megna.
Remember the last time that I did a performance on this? The last time I did it, and then you sent it the self-assessment, I wasn't able to listen how I was playing.
Oh, really? You weren't actually
Yeah,
able to hear it?
I wasn't able to. It would
Oh,
just say error and then something else.
oh dear. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to hear this one so that you can listen to it back. Yeah. Well, I thought that you did really well. I thought you captured the characters for each of them. Now you can be even more confident with the sound and your dynamics. Oh, sorry. Give it more bite. Yeah? More sound. And even when it's piano, bring it right down. And then all of these here, you notice how I'm phrasing those? So however you phrase it in the left hand, do that little surge, you can do the same in the right hand. You notice how there's like a little sweep on the last three notes? So play around with that idea, right? Same thing with all of these here. Let's do it again. So listen, really listen into how you're phrasing and how you shape all of these little gestures throughout the piece. Yeah. I thought this was beautiful. Keep singing the right hand though, right? Make sure that the right hand is always singing over the left hand. And these ones here, this was beautifully played. Same thing with the shape. Okay? Right? Really listen to your lines, making sure that you can connect all these notes, as Emily says, just smoothing it out. And then, yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought you really caught the joyful character. Your next mission is to see if you can bring it up a couple of notches on the tempo. Yeah?
Okay.
All right, cool, Megna. Well done. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear this on YouTube, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll continue. Let's go now with Mason.
Wait, I was actually supposed to memorize it, but
All right, make sure you don't look at my screen then. This is just for me, Emily,
okay.
and Megna. Is that all right? Or is it
So, my
distracting
name
for
is
you?
Mason. Today I'm going to play Sonatina, the second movement by Clementine. Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Mason. How's that performing by memory?
Um, yeah, I felt like some parts I kind of like, almost forgot, but just memorize it. For the ending part, I had to look at the screen because I did not memorize the part yet.
That's okay. That's okay. But at least that you've got the majority of it under your fingers. Yeah. How do you go about memorizing a piece of music? What's your method?
So my teacher and I like to do like bar by bar, like separate bar by bar.
Yeah. Excellent. And do you also study how the notes move? If there are any patterns or
Like
anything
using the pedal, yeah, like kind of like a moving tempo, like yeah, like
Yeah, because that's something that you could have a look out for. You could study it and memorize it in phrases. This could be the first phrase. Dum, bum, bum, dum, dum. And then you could actually sing that to yourself. You could sing it the melody. You could also clap the rhythm back, all right? And then once you've got the right hand, then have a look at the left hand and you'll realize, oh, it's just a whole lot of triplets. And then play them as block chords, almost kind of like you're summarizing, right? Think of memorizing like you are reading a book and then someone asks you, oh, what's the book about? And then you give a summary, right? Does that make sense? You're not going to read every word for word to that person, right? They just want to know, oh, what's the book about? Is it an action? Is it a thriller? Is it fantasy? Who are the main characters, you know? Do they have superpowers? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind. Same for you as well then, Megna and Emily, when you're memorizing a piece of music, try and figure out how to summarize it, all right? And then you can start getting into the detail, and I find that helps me with my memory. Emily, do you have some thoughts for Mason?
Overall, I've never heard this piece before, but I do like it a bit.
Yeah, it's quite pretty, right?
And also, I don't understand how you expect to memorize that.
So that's why you
It's just too complex.
you want to do it with smaller pieces first, right? So you want to do it, for instance, with the piece that you're currently playing, and then you slowly move up from there. Right now, yeah, it does look quite complex. There's a lot going on. But the more that you practice, right, just like reading a book, remember when you were 5, there's no way you could have read a chapter book, right? You're looking at a chapter book now and you can fly through it, you know? So just keep that in mind. All right, excellent. Megna, do you have any thoughts for Mason?
It was pretty smooth.
It was, right? Yeah. So you're onto something there, Mason. Just study the areas that need a little bit more work and figure out if there are any patterns in the music. Sing it to yourself, clap the rhythm back so that it's not just your fingers that know, but also your body, right? And your ears. Okay, well done. And our final performer, Miss Emily. Take it away.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'll be playing the harp today.
Nice work, Emily. All right, what are some things that you want to continue focusing on with this piece? Now that you got, because it's a pretty good level now, right? The notes are there, the rhythm is there.
I don't think I'm ever doing this piece again.
Really, why?
I already have something I'm moving on to, so no.
Well, you know what you could do, because you know this piece pretty well. You could actually work to memorize this piece. Do you have this piece in your memory at all? Can you play this without looking at the music, Emily?
What?
Can you play this piece of music without looking at it?
That's what
Can
I
you
just
play-
did.
You just did it. See, so you can memorize which means eventually you'll be able to memorize the Clementi that Mason was playing, right? Right? Of course you can do it. All right, so let's just go around the room then. Megna, you have some thoughts for Emily?
I've played this piece before, and then there was like no mistake except for the part that she was redoing again.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. She managed to keep the steady flow, even if there were little parts that needed some help. But it's pretty good. What about you, Mason?
So this is kind of like an easier version of something I've played before, the Prelude in C, and her rhythm is like nice and smooth, and she could work on that last part.
Yeah. I would experiment actually playing it just a notch slower there, Emily. Play it just a notch slower and add some pedal as well. Are you using foot?
I just added the pedal.
Oh, you did add the pedal? Okay, cool. Maybe just add a little bit more pedal. Be interesting to hear it glow just a wee bit more. And then when you get to the piano section, really bring down the volume. Really pull us in. Make it even more mysterious. Yeah? Because it's the same thing the whole way through, right? It's just a repeat. So when it comes back in the second half, really bring the melody down in volume. So you draw us closer to the piece. And then when you slow down, when you get to the end, take your time to end slowly, okay? All right, excellent. Well, that's the end of that, guys. Do watch this video back. As I said, hopefully it works and you'll be able to make some comments and evaluate how you're performing. But you guys are playing really well at this point. Come back again very soon and we'll hear some more in Performance Seminar, okay? Thanks for joining, everybody. Thank you, Megna. Thanks, Emily. Thanks, Lisa.